Ian Show.
Hello, welcome to the second show of my podcast series. This is the Ian Michael Show here on Spreaker podcast station thing. Yay! And look, new talkover music. Yay! I like that one actually. So welcome along. Hope you've had a good week. Some people seem to have enjoyed my first show, which was quite good. I've had some listens, which is better than I thought it would be, and I've got jingles. If you listen to the first show, you'll know that I was umming and ahhing whether to go for Ian Barstow, which is my real name, or Ian Michaels, which is my radio DJ name, and I've gone for Michaels, mainly because, let me just mute that a second. Why is that not muting? There we go. Pause it even. There we are. Because I've got jingles like this. Which I didn't really want to waste. So, so it's going to be the Ian Michael Show. So we might as well keep it as that, really, haven't we? Right, coming up on the show today, then, I've got music from Josh Ritter. I'll explain more about that in a second. We'll talk about some of the news events that have been going on, and of course there's one big story that's been dominating the news over the last couple of days, and other bits and pieces as well. I'll try not to dwell on the horrible news too much that's coming out of Boston, but we will talk about it slightly. And other things that have been happening this week. I'm sat in the same place I was last time, literally, very much in the same place. I don't think I've moved, although I have been to work. And I'm looking out, and the sky is blue at the moment, which is nice, and it's about time as well, because I'm getting fed up of this horrible weather that we've been having. So is summer on the way? Hopefully, with a little bit of luck, it will be. Next week, we've got gardeners coming in to do our back garden, because I'm looking at it at the moment, and it's a mess. But hopefully, by the week after, it'll be all nice and fine and lovely and clear, and I can get started, because I brought plants. The first time I ever brought a plant in my life at 34 years old, and I brought plants ready for the new garden, and I'm actually quite excited about the fact that I will be able to do some gardening. Sad, isn't it? That's a sign of old age, isn't it? Middle age, I think that is. Yeah, so that's my week. I've been working, not doing a lot. On my time off, because I work a lot and I feel like I deserve my time off. So we'll also talk about Spartacus, War of the Damned. I touched on it last week. It ended this week. I've just watched the final episode literally about half an hour ago, and oh my, what a show. So we'll talk about that, but first of all, let's play some music, then we'll get on to the rambling, shall we? So let me just fade this little bit of music out here. I'm going to play you a track by Josh Ritter, another track from noisetrade.com. That's noisetrade.com, where you can get free legal music to download. If you want to donate, you can do, but you don't have to. I'll play the track, and I'll give you some information. This is Josh Ritter. It's called Wildfires. It's a live track taken from his performance at the KCD Theatre in Louisville, something like that.
Will you please welcome Josh Ritter?
Howdy. Thank you very, very much for coming. This is amazing. Thank you for being here. It's a beautiful theater. I've been on the road for the last 6 weeks, and tonight is my last show. So I'm just gonna throw it all. must be living on wildfires. You must be living on wildfires. Must be why your eyes are smoking ash. You must be living on earthquakes. You must be living on earthquakes. It must be why my heart breaks every time you pass. And no matter how I try, I gotta watch you blow by in a laugh. You must be living on front lines. You must be living on front lines. That must be why sometimes I can't get past. You must be living on landmines. You must be living on landmines. It must be why you're crying. Broken glass. Yeah, no matter how I try, I gotta watch you blow by in a with all your living on landslides, with all your living on flood tides. It's a wonder how you rise above all that. Yeah, no matter how I try, I gotta watch you blow by in a laugh. Yeah, no matter how I try, I gotta watch you blow by in a All right.
Hey you, better listen to the wireless and tune into the Ian Michaels Show.
Indeed, you are listening to the Ian Michaels Show. That was Josh Ritter. And you can find his stuff on iTunes and also on noisetrade.com. And he's from America, and that's his album. And it was live from the KCD Theatre in Louisville, and very good indeed. His Twitter is at Josh Ritter, Ritter. So go and get some of his music and have a look and have a listen. He's very good. I like that track a lot. Right then, so let's start the rambling bit, shall we? Of course, some of the main news that's been going on at the moment, and the big story is some of the terrible pictures and events that are coming out of of America. I'll just stop that music for a second. Of course, the Boston Marathon took place yesterday, and it probably would have gone unnoticed by most of the world if it hadn't have been for certain events that took place on the finish line. When 2 bomb blasts went off, I found out about the news quite late yesterday, actually, a couple of hours after. I was watching some stuff on TV, then went on to Twitter just before I was going to bed, and was seeing all of the information on there, and then obviously found a video on YouTube and turned on the news and saw the horrible events and some truly graphic photos that have been going around. If you're on Twitter, you've probably seen them. They are truly horrid, but it does show what the power of Twitter and social media is in times like these. It's very good. It's very good for people staying in contact. It's also very bad, for there's a lot of rumouring and scaremongering going on the moments after the event. But it broke first on social media, as things do nowadays. And the first videos were on social media and on YouTube, etc. And it's horrible stuff that's going on. Obviously, the investigations are still continuing. My thoughts are with everyone that was injured and the 3 people that have been killed, their families, and 140 injured, they reckon. 2 blasts went off, one on the finish line, then one about 20 seconds later, further down the course. And I don't understand how people can do things like this. I've never understood how terrorists and mad people can plant bombs that maim the innocent or maim anyone, to be honest. It's very shocking. One of the dead apparently was an 8-year-old boy, and there was some rumour that one might be his father. The first explosion took place at 14:50 local time, which is about 6:50 here in the UK. And if you haven't seen the videos, go onto any news site, you'll find them if you want to watch them. They are very scary, and it just shows how a second of destruction can change people's lives forever. And I hope that it's a one-off event. It's the biggest terror event to happen in America since 9/11, and everybody remembers that day. I certainly do remember it very well. So thoughts with those in the Boston Marathon and the people that were injured and involved in that. It's very scary indeed. That is the main story, and it probably will be for a couple of days. Other stuff that's going on here in the UK at the moment, of course, tomorrow is Margaret Thatcher's funeral, which I do hope goes off without any demonstrations or problems, because I think it's very disrespectful for people that have died, and someone that's died, it's a grandmother, a mother. You may not agree with her politics, and I know a lot of people didn't, and you may not agree with the fact that the UK is paying for it, taxpayers are paying for it, but ex-prime ministers, that's what tends to happen. And in the great scheme of things, £8 million sounds a lot. £8 million to the government isn't a lot of money at all. It's very, very little. So that will be going on tomorrow. Other things that are happening as well, just looking on the news pages at the moment for the latest, we have early hints of dark matter. Ooh, now that's exciting. Do you know about dark matter? Let me just start this music again. Which one are we in that one? There we go. Yes, dark matter is the thing that scientists reckon holds most of the universe together, because they can account for some matter in the universe, but they can't account for most of it. So they reckon that dark matter is the thing that binds the universe and all of us together, but they can't prove it's there. They think it's there, but they haven't really found much evidence of it. But researchers have revealed the first potential hints of the elusive material called dark matter at an underground laboratory in the USA. They believe that dark matter makes up a quarter of our universe, and the scientists have stressed the preliminary nature of the results and that more data is needed to confirm it. So there you go. So that could be some dark matter that's they've found evidence of. Let's just have a look at some entertainment news. Not a lot going on. Justin Bieber's in the news. Do we care? Not really. The majority of us don't. Stupid little man. if I put Justin Bieber tag in my podcast thing, then that means it gets loads of views, doesn't it? Yeah. Might try that. What else was I going to talk about? I've got my list of events here. Oh yes, Spartacus, War of the Damned. It finished last night. Was the last episode on Sky One here in the UK, and I watched it earlier on this morning, and oh my, what a brilliant episode and what a brilliant show. People know the story of Spartacus, and they know that he did get killed. They think, from history, they reckon he got killed on this battle with Crassus. So you knew where the story was going to go, you knew how it was going to end, but it was all about how they were going to do it, and how they were going to film it and show it, and what type of final battle, and they did it proud. I think it's 4 series this has been, this show, and it's been just amazing. I love it, really do love it. It's just so graphic. I don't know how real it is, but the Romans apparently were very promiscuous, didn't care what they were making sweet love to, and they showed everything literally in this show, but the final episode was all about the final battle, the final fight, how Spartacus was killed, how his others were killed, who survived, who didn't. I won't ruin it for you if you haven't seen it, but if you are a fan of this show, make sure you watch it right the way through to the very end credits, until the last little bit of Stars Network logo goes, because there's a lovely little tribute at the end. That was really good. I really enjoyed Spartacus. I thought it was a very, 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 very good show, and I shall sorely miss it, but Game of Thrones is on to keep me occupied at the moment. That's another cracking little show. What else am I talking about today? I've got a list here of stuff to talk about. I've got why Ian Michaels, done that bit. Boston, done that bit. World Events, done that. North Korea, still going on. I've got a horrible feeling I'll kick off sometime. And Ramble, that's all I've got on there. One thing I was doing last night, I have a telescope. I have a Skywatcher telescope, which is sat in the conservatory at the moment, waiting to go to the top of the garden when it's all done. And I was out last night, and it was lovely and clear when I dragged the telescope out into the little bit of garden I can get onto. Set it all up, get my iPhone ready, I've got a little adapter for the iPhone that goes over the telescope lens so I can take photos, and literally find the moon, focus it all in, cloud. It's so annoying. I want to have the power of God to blow the cloud away so I can actually see stuff. Hopefully tonight it's meant to be a good clear night, so we might be able to get some photos done, hopefully. I've got into photography now. I bought myself a bridge camera, so it's not a digital compact, it's not an SLR, it's like in between. It's got a nice big long lens, but you can't take the lens off. And I do like and enjoy taking some photography and photographs. If you check out my WordPress blog, ianhrp.wordpress.com, you'll find information on there, and you'll be able to see some of the photos I've taken. Some of the photos are for sale. I've got them via a photo agency and also via Photobox. You can go on there, search for my username, ianhrp, and you'll be able to see some of the photos on there. Haven't sold any yet, but they're not doing much on my computer, so they might as well not do much on someone's server somewhere, waiting for someone to buy them. So if you want to buy them, Ian HRP on Photobox. Get me some money, please. Going back to space and telescopes and astronomy that I like to do. I remember the first time that I saw Jupiter through the telescope, and it was just like, oh my god! I've seen pictures of Jupiter, but to see it with my own eyes and to be able to see the moons, 4 moons, and the rings of the band of Jupiter, the storms that go around it, was stunning. And I don't think until you actually think about it and you look out there and you think, well, I'm looking at something that is millions of miles away, but it's one of the biggest objects in our universe, and it's a tiny little dot you can just about make out, and it just blew me away, and I was hooked from that moment on. And then looking at the moon, you look up at the moon all the time, and it's always there, and you see it and you think, oh yeah, that's the moon, whoopie-doo. But then if you look at it in detail through a telescope, it's just stunning. It just mesmerises me. and I could look out there. Now, anything to do with space. I love anything to do with space. It fascinates me, the whole thing. How the fact that we are such a small, insignificant little dot in this massive just stars and energy and planets and life. There's got to be life out there. Will we ever see it? Will I see it in my lifetime? I don't know. I think I'll see evidence of it. I think they'll find it. Will we see little green men in spaceships flying around? Don't know. I would like to think so. I'd love to be around as long as they don't start attacking us like Independence Day. But I would love to think that there is other intelligent life out there that we can cooperate with. A bit like Star Trek. First encounter. We need to invent a sonic drive that can take us across the universe in seconds. Would be ideal. I don't know if it will happen, but you never know. Hopefully it will. So I'm going to be out tonight doing some watching of the moon and taking some photos. Hopefully, if the weather stays clear once I've come back from work at 9 o'clock. Yeah, I hate late shifts. So that's what I'll be doing today. Right, I'm running out of time. I've done 20 minutes already, which is, don't know where that went. It's quite impressive. If you want to follow me, there's several ways you can do it. My WordPress blog is ianhrp.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter at ianhrp. That's Ian, I-A-N, then H, then R, then P. You'll be able to find me on there. Or you can follow me on Spreaker. If you like the podcast, let me know. If you want to like it and follow me, that'd be great. Until next time, that was Ian Michaels, show number 2. And I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.